Hello everyone, how are you? Good to see a few of you have joined on the chat box. I would really request all of you who can join on the chat box. It will be good if we can interact, right? Hi Riddhi, I see you. Shambhavi, Ali is there, Jitab, Talat, Nikita, Chatan, right? I hope I'm calling your name out right. How are you guys? Hello to everyone who has joined in. So good to start with the first session today for BCK, like chapter 4B. Oh, paper 4B. Right, chapter 1 is what we're going to start today. Business and commercial knowledge for the foundation level. Hey Harshita, hi Shiva, Hira, Bhumika, Manmohan, I see Sangeeta, Sneha, Ash Babu. Hey Ash Babu, I've seen you, right? Shiva is there, Kashish, Manita, Ayushi, Ganga. Awesome. Good to see so many of you today on Saturday, right? So happy that people are wanting to study on a Saturday as well. Good. So how's it? How's it going? Like, how's the weather at your place? Probably I am in Delhi right now, and I think temperature has started to rise. Right? It's not that cold now. What about you guys? Just give me some places where you're from, so that I can connect more, so that we can interact more. Right? Where are you guys from? Good to see like a lot of people from across India. Right? It's a wonderful platform where you guys can interact. Probably, right? You get a different perspective, you get a different way of thinking from a lot of people across the nation, right? Okay, it's sunny for you, Vanshika. Awesome. Okay. Hey Mayur, Mansi, Yatraj, Kumari. Okay, Shravani, how are you? Mayur, I see. Yatraj. Okay, Yatiraj has given me 3 times good morning. How are you, Yatiraj? Dhanesh, Deepshika, Vanshika. Awesome, yeah. Good. So good to see all of you. So while you're typing where you're from and how the weather is, I'll just give a quick introduction of myself. My name is Arjit Sethi. I'm a chartered accountant, and I will be with you for this entire paper 4B, which is BCK. We'll have a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of quizzes, right? I think I always keep doing a lot of quizzes. I ask a lot of questions to you. We'll talk a lot about what is happening in the world, new things that are happening in the economy, things that are happening in the business world, startups, technology, right? We'll discuss that. Even if that is not in the syllabus, I will make sure I convert that syllabus into the latest tips. I always try to do that so that बातचीत करते हुए we understand कि भाई आजकल जिंदगी में क्या हो रहा है, आजकल देश में क्या हो रहा है, and then we put that thing into how BCK is aligned. Why is this paper in the syllabus? Why are we even studying this paper, right? Why is it so important for us? पढ़ना क्यों है? सिर्फ मार्क्स के लिए पढ़ना है तो it's easy. आप रट के what do I say? Like, you learn everything, you remember everything, and you go and spill it on the paper. That can happen. But I think why is this paper so important is basically this tells you what is happening around you in terms of economy, in terms of business, in terms of like what is how people are thinking, how technology is shifting things. And probably after we all have seen Shark Tank, right? Sabhi ne dekha hoga is bari to Shark Tank. All these papers have become so much more interesting, right? You understand valuations kya hai, margin kya hai, profit kya hai, what is technology, what is innovation, right? So we understand a lot of things about business, and that is why this paper becomes so important at a foundation level. So when you're starting your journey into chartered accountancy course to become a chartered accountant in the next 3 4 5 years, you will have to understand कि भाई business करता क्या है, how can a business be so important for you to understand the concept of it, right? Okay, awesome. We have people from Mumbai, Gujarat, Varanasi, Jhansi, Kerala, Lucknow, Mumbai, Delhi, Sangrur, Punjab, all right, Karnataka, Ranchi, Delgaon. Oh, that's awesome. Rajasthan, Mumbai, Nilgiris. Okay, we have people from Nilgiris as well. Then we have Odisha, then we have Kanpur. Awesome, we have Hyderabad, Kolkata, Parbhani. This is so cool. Andhra Pradesh, Hyderabad, Odisha again. Nepal, we have people from Nepal as well. We have Kerala, Mathura. Okay, Mathura again. Back to Krishanji. Awesome. Haryana, and we have Faridabad. Awesome. Ambikapur, Mumbai, Okay, that's a good question, Manmohan. We'll come to that. I am not getting into those questions who I am, right? Probably I'm going to be someone who's going to make these classes interesting for you. I'll try my best to make this paper interesting for you, right? Okay, we have people from Pune also. Awesome, there are so many places, right? What is Shark Tank? Vanshika, आपने Shark Tank नहीं देखा? Go on YouTube after this session. Just type Shark Tank. You'll understand Shark Tank क्या है, right? You should watch that show, right? Yes, this is the first lecture of BCK, Kushagra. This is the first lecture, and we will start with chapter number 1 today, right? Awesome, people from Bihar, Punjab, Delhi, awesome, Bhutan, Sangrur, Kolkata. Awesome, awesome. Oh, thanks, Kashish. Thanks. That's a great compliment I'm getting at the start of the session. You have seen my lectures before. So awesome, you know what to expect, right? So we'll have a lot of quizzes, a lot of fun, a lot of trivia, a lot of random knowledge, random gyan you will get in these sessions, right? While talking about businesses, while being focused on the syllabus as well, right? I will make sure all your queries are answered. I will strive my best so that all your questions are answered, all your doubts are cleared. Because as I always say, it's better to be wrong in these sessions than to be wrong in the examination hall. वहां पे कोई बचाने नहीं आएगा. यहाँ पे I can still tell you what went wrong, right? Okay, so without wasting much time, let us quickly get into today's session. And that is the first session that we have today for BCK. And this is something that you see on the screen right now. How is this paper basically structured, right? Our paper 4 has 2 parts, business economics and business and commercial knowledge. We are going to specifically talk about part B, जो कि आपका business and commercial knowledge है, right? This is what I will be taking care of, right? Now, the paper is of 100 marks, of 100 MCQs, 1 mark each. You will get 2 hours to solve this question, right? 60 MCQs from economics and 40 MCQs from BCK, right? This is something that you already know. I'm pretty sure you know what this is, right? Awesome. So, all right. So, favorite shark, I think all of them did their best. I think सबका अपना अपना characteristic था in Shark Tank, right? So that was good there. Hey Saurabh, how are you? Awesome. Sheikh Muhammad Iqbal. So I don't have those admin wale answers properly, right? Your 10th day after registration, but you didn't get the CDS code. Please एक बारी check or call the local office of ICAI. Probably I will not be the right person to answer that. और मुझे वैसे भी एग्जाम का रजिस्ट्रेशन किए हुए around I think 5-6 years it's been I've registered for examinations honestly, so I don't remember how the things have changed now, right? Awesome. So I will try 80%, 80-90% I'll be talking in English only, but if you have any doubts per se, if you do not understand a topic and you want me to explain in Hindi, just point it out. I'll quickly take 30 seconds and explain that in Hindi as well, because getting clarity is so much more important, right? And language shouldn't be a barrier, but majorly I will be talking in English only, right? Is there negative marking? That is always a question, right? We will come to that in the last session. You will have to stick for the next 10-11 sessions of BCK. In last session में I'll answer if you have negative marking or not. अभी बता दिया तो you will be relaxed. यारे है कि नहीं है, पढ़ेंगे ही नहीं, right? So you will have to wait till the next session to get the answer कि negative marking है या नहीं. Okay, cool. So let us first and foremost, always when we study a particular, like what do I say, a subject, the first thing is introduction, right? Getting to know that particular subject, what to expect in that particular subject. And this, your entire paper 4B is business and commercial knowledge. What we are going to gain here is the very basics, the foundation of what business is, what commerce is, what economy is, what economics is, hota kya hai, right? How is money made, what is business from a chartered accountancy perspective. We are studying this course, chartered accountancy, from a perspective to gain so much knowledge about different things. Let's say economy, inflation hai, aapka budget hai, you have to understand taxes, you have to understand audit, you have to understand financial statements, you have to understand profits, you have to understand losses kya hote hain, you have to understand what is economic activity, how are people earning money, and how is that going to benefit them, how do we increase the potential of a business to make money. That is what a chartered accountant is being prepared for, right? That is what you as a chartered accountant would do in the future, be it practice, be it you become an entrepreneur, be it you go to an industry, for a job, right? Or you become in the next 15, 16 years, you become a CFO of a multinational company. Anything can happen, right? So you need to have the very basics of, bhai ye business kya hai? Ye commerce kya hota hai? What is economy? What is business? What are the kinds of business? Hota kya hai bhai ye? So to get an introduction of that thing, we have this chapter, which is Introduction to Business and Commercial Knowledge, right? We'll come to that question as well, Mayur, how my journey was. I keep all the personal questions for the last session. I always do that. I'll answer everything. Who am I, what I do, how I did that, everything, tips and tricks. I'll keep sharing exam tips and tricks beach during the sessions also. But last session, specifically, the last session of the BCK, we'll keep 30-40 minutes for our interaction, right? How I did that, how was this, how that happened, right? So what I do right now, what is happening around me as a chartered accountant, we'll talk about that as well. Aram se 30-40 minutes we'll talk in the last session. But focus now, all your focus, everything, you are going to spend next 2 hours of your Saturday with me. So your focus should be on to getting clarity on the concepts, getting clarity on ki bhai mujhe marks kaise, how do I have to squeeze marks from this particular chapter by getting the concepts right. मुझे concept समझ आ जाएगा. If I get the concept right, I'm getting the marks. I will be able to solve the MCQ. As simple as that, right? Awesome. See around yourself. If let's start understanding business and commerce from a very basic things around me, right? If you look around yourself in your room, you have an almirah, you have a fan, you have your walls are painted with the paint, right? There are bricks. There could be a table lamp, there will be your cell phone, there is your laptop, right? There is a water glass, a water bottle. Aspas itna kuch hai. You have so much around you, right? Now think about this. Did you buy these directly from the producer? Abhi aapke paas, let's say you have a water bottle. Now see, I have a water bottle with me, right? So this is a water bottle. Did I go and buy this water bottle directly from the producer? There is someone who has a factory. Kisi ki factory lagi hui hai, let's say Punjab mein. They have a factory in Punjab, they're making water bottles. Did I go to Punjab to buy this one water bottle? No. I just went to a shopkeeper. I went to a nearby shop near my house, and I bought this from that particular shop who sells a lot of things, including this water bottle, right? So you understand things which are produced in, let's say, in a factory in Punjab that are brought to, that are distributed across the nation. Us Punjab ki factory se, from that producer, it is distributed across North India. Delhi aa raha hai, Haryana ja raha hai. It is going to Jammu, Kashmir, it is going to Himachal, it is going to Uttarakhand, it is going to UP, it is going to Rajasthan, right? And someone who's producing in Maharashtra is selling it to the southern part of India. Is going to Tamil Nadu, it is going to Kerala, it is going to Karnataka, it is going to, let's say, Odisha or XYZ state, right? So what is happening? There is a huge chain of people who are interacting, who are trading with each other. अब that producer is producing that bottle for, let's say, 20 rupees. वो आगे shopkeeper को बेचता है for 25. He's earning 5 rupees. अभी वो 25 वाला is selling to me for 50 rupees. He's earning 25 rupees. But बीच में transportation cost आया, advertisement cost आया, packaging cost आया, right? So all of these things happen. How are they happening? This is commerce. This is how trade happens. This is how business is happening. Think about anything around you, any physical thing that you can touch, your bulb, your tube light, your water bottle, anything and everything around you has come through a chain, where people are doing business, exchanging goods and services in exchange of money. Paise ke liye, they are selling something and they're getting money. Then they're selling to someone else and getting more money. They're selling to someone else and then getting more money, right? And you have actually paid for these things, right? Paisa, there is money in the flow. While doing all this distribution, while all these things go from one place to another, there is money involved, right? This is what basically you see is commerce. इसको बोलते हैं commerce, right? Okay. Why do I keep a suspense? Because Yatra, suspense only sells, right? You go to Netflix, you go to Hotstar, you go to Amazon Prime. You really enjoy suspense thrillers, right? You go and watch these shows on Netflix and Amazon Prime, और बड़ा मजा आता है suspense thriller देखने में. So let us keep the same thing in these sessions also, right? थोड़ा मजा तो जरूरी है. right? There is a chain of traders. Absolutely, Shiba, you're absolutely right. Om says, you have a new study, please. So, Om, what will happen is, I will also give you a brief. So, my PPTs, if you look at this session, right, your PPT chalegi, the slides that you see in my sessions can be taken as revision notes, right? You can refer these to revision notes in terms of what we have studied. The concept अच्छा ये था, I understand this concept, ये समझ आ गया, ये समझ आ गया. But I always say that your study material should be your Bible. That means uske bahar you cannot go. That is the ultimate source of examination material, right? Your study material is something that you have to read 2 or 3 times around, right? And nothing can come outside of it. Nothing can come outside of it. Everything will come from within it, right? So study material to padhni hi hai. You cannot skip studying study material ki chalo session dekh liya, study material nahi padhenge. Nahi, that is not what it is. The point is you have to read the study material either way. Either you watch my session, you understand the concept, go and study material, and you get to know, acha theek hai, ye samajh aa gaya, I get this, I get this, I get this. One step. Or you study the study material before the session, one day before the session, then you come and ask your questions. When I'm teaching that concept, you can either come and ask those questions to me as well. Anything that suits you, that suits your study plan, right? You know yourself much better than I know you how you can study, right? So these sessions are more about concept clarity, interaction with you guys. Koi question hai, koi doubt hai, we'll solve that. We'll have a little fun. We'll get to know ki aas-paas beyond study material kya chal raha hai duniya mein. We'll talk about those things so that it opens up your mind, right? The idea is you start thinking in these lines is what my idea is, right? Awesome. Slides download हो जाएंगे सर्वेश. I think वो थोड़ा time लेते हैं. It will take some time. You will get these as well. After every session, no, I'll upload. After every session, I'll upload the PPT. Then you can go and refer that. See, old and new, there will be couple of changes. How will that happen is basically probably some topics are given in detail, or some new topics probably ऊपर नीचे हुआ होगा. Right? So probably first the flow of topics might change. Some topics are thoda sa elongated. So there could be some changes on that part. Some new things would be added in terms of corrections, in terms of, let's say, koi act change hua hai, or some provision of some act has changed when we talk about it. So those changes would be there in the new syllabus, right? Awesome. Oh, great, Misha. If you have already studied the study material, so good. Okay, so we understand ki commerce kya hai. We understand there is a chain, okay? But let us go and understand, this is how a question can come, right? There's a quick quiz for you. We will have quick quiz every time. You will see a quick quiz on top. That means that's a question for you. So this is a question for you. Solve this for me. What is the actual flow of trade in your opinion, right? What do you think is the actual flow of trade in your opinion? Is it a producer, trader, wholesaler, consumer? Or is it a wholesaler, trader, producer, consumer? Or is it trader, consumer, producer, wholesaler? Or is it something that पहले produce होता है, फिर wholesaler, फिर trader के पास, फिर consumer के पास? How does the actual flow of trade happen in your opinion? Tell me very quickly. We will not waste much time. I want answers to be quick because we'll practice like examination. And exam में तो बड़ा तेज answer है. You do not have time in examination. 100 MCQs, 2 hours. You have to be super duper quick. Read the question quickly, answer the question quickly. The faster you read, the faster you get. फटाफट से answer it for me. Okay, I see some answers coming. I want all of you who are on the chat box to answer. Each and every one of you, please answer. Okay. Cool. I see answers. Somebody says B, C, C, D, 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 B, C, D, 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 D. Okay, that is nice. Great. Okay. Okay. Very good. I think most of you have got the answer right. I'll just wait for another 5 seconds, just 5 seconds, and then we will go to the answer. Okay. Cool. The answer is option number D. The answer is option number D, which is producer, wholesaler, trader, and consumer. First, the producer produces. He or she sells to the wholesaler. He or she sells further to the trader, and trader finally shopkeeper. Trader sells to you and me, who are the final consumers, right? You and me, being the final consumers, get these things from the traders, right? You and me get these things from the traders finally, and that is what this actually is talking about. Okay, the flow of trade is from a producer to produce current to a wholesaler who sells it to a lot of people, to a lot of retailers. It goes to a trader who is a small shopkeeper or a big shopkeeper, like आपका Reliance Fresh हो गया, ये हो गया, like Big Bazaar हो गया, probably small shopkeepers as well across your city, across your place where you stay. And finally it comes to us, that is you and me, who finally buy this thing as a consumer, right? Awesome. Now let us quickly get into a little technicality, right? Let us get into a little technical thing of what this BCK is. We're going to study BCK, business and commercial knowledge. And BCK, there are 3 domains. Okay, so BCK has 3 domains. What are the 3 domains? Domain ka kya matlab hai? Domains means classic characteristics, right? Domains means characteristics. 3 basic characteristics of business and commercial knowledge are: number 1, it is vast. बहुत बड़ा है इसको समझना is a very tough job because it is so vast. It, like, think about this. India में कितने type के business होते हैं? Think about this. So like every person, everything around you has happened because of a business or a commercial activity, right? Either या तो business हुआ है या तो कोई commercial activity हुई है. Because of that, it is happening around you. सड़क बनी है, there is road being developed in your locality. Houses are built, right? खरीद बेच हुआ है. Someone has bought a house, someone has sold a house, someone has developed a house. घर के अंदर everything, घर की छत पे टैंकी पड़ी है, टैंकी के अंदर पानी आ रहा है. Everything is business. At the end of the day, everyone is doing business, right? And that is how vast it is. So understanding this is a little difficult because it is very vast, but that is one characteristic of BCK. It is super duper wide and vast. Number 2, it is eclectic. New word for you in English is eclectic. That means multidisciplinary. What is multidisciplinary? We'll come to that. Next slide. Okay, but think about this. It is multidisciplinary. ये बहुत सारी चीजों का मिश्रण है. It is a mixture of a lot of subjects. Business and commercial knowledge एक single subject नहीं. It is not one single subject. It is a mixture of a lot of different subjects combined together. So business and commercial knowledge is developed. Number 3, BCK is ever evolving and expanding. It is ever evolving and expanding, right? ये बढ़ता ही जाता है. Something new every single day. Like 10 years before, there was no Instagram. Now you and me are 5-6 hours daily on Instagram, right? It is ever business ever. It's a business, right? It's ever evolving. There was no Ola, there was no Uber, right? There was no Flipkart, there was no Amazon, right? Think about this. There was no online classes. Online class किसी ने सोचा ही नहीं था, right? We did not even know this could happen. We just knew कि अच्छा ट्यूशन लेनी है तो ट्यूशन सेंटर जाना होता है, स्कूल के लिए स्कूल जाना होता है. To get into a good college, I have to go to a different city or a different college or a different place away from my home. Everything has evolved, and still these businesses are thriving since still commercial activity is happening, right? It is ever evolving and expanding. So 3 basic characteristics of BCK: it is vast, it is eclectic. That means it is multidisciplinary. It's a mixture of different subjects. And number three, it is ever evolving and expanding. Super three simple characteristics of BCK. Okay, it is vast. When I say it is vast, BCK is vast means, think about this: retail trader, so many shopkeepers around your place. Let's say you live in Delhi, let's say you live in Mumbai, in Kerala, in XYZ city, in Chennai, in Pune, in Kolkata. Like all these, think about how many markets are there. Like around say 20-25 markets you would know in your city, right? You get everything within 7-8 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers of your place. You get everything from a nail, like कील से लेके from a big machinery part as well. गाड़ी लेनी है तो भी मिल जाएगी, और एक सेलो टेप लेनी है तो भी मिल जाएगी, right? So there are car dealers nearby your place. There are stationery shops. Think about how vast it is, right? So retail trade, door to door selling hoti hai, street vendors, people on the road selling vegetables and fruits, business ho raha hai, commercial activity ho rahi hai, people are selling fruits, getting money, right? You're giving them money, getting fruits. Street vendors, that is business and commerce, that is business, that is commercial activity. Weekly bazaar, shani bazaar, Saturday bazaar, Friday bazaars, right? Marketplaces, malls, company retail stores, e-commerce, everything is business and commercial activity, right? That is how vast it is. That is first characteristic. Second, I told you it's eclectic. That means multidisciplinary. What does this mean? This means it is broad, right? It relates to different disciplines: marketing, finance, operations, human behavior, economics, ethics, sab kuch. It involves a lot of things. Marketing hoti hai, it involves finance, operations, human behavior, economics, ethics, philosophy, production, operations, sab kuch mila do. You involve everything, that creates a business and commerce, right? That creates your business and commercial knowledge. You study finance, you study marketing, you have to do operations, you have to do production, आपको engineering भी आनी चाहिए, product बनाना है, so you should know what that is. Human behavior, economics, ethics, right? All of these subjects need to be studied and put together to get a knowledge of business and commerce. That is why business and commercial knowledge is eclectic. That means it is multidisciplinary, right? Exactly, same like online shopping. We were talking about e-commerce. That is online shopping, right? For the answer for that flow of trade, it is again the same. E-commerce is also same. E-commerce bhi to kya kar raha hai? Small stores, you will see a lot of sellers on Flipkart, a lot of sellers on Meesho, a lot of sellers. Abhi Meesho ad kya karta hai? 0% commission. Sellers come on my app and sell. Wholesaler ban gaya Meesho. Meesho is asking traders to come on their platform and sell. It's simple. The flow remains the same. Ethics means, what is Ganesh asking? What is ethics? Ethics is being true to your principle, right? Ethics means अच्छा काम करना, अच्छा भला काम करना. To do the right thing is called ethics, right? Ethics. If I tell you what Vijay Mallya did, okay? Now if you take an example of Vijay Mallya, you cannot say Vijay Mallya was doing business and commerce. That is not BCK, sir. That is not BCK. Vijay Mallya's case, कि भाई बैंक से पैसा लेके you fraud and you run out of the country, that is not BCK. That is not business and commercial knowledge. Doing the right thing is business and commercial knowledge, right? Doing the right thing, like Ratan Tata. Ratan Tata is ethical. He is doing the right thing in the right way. Right? That is called ethics. That is called being true to your principles. Right? That is ethics. Okay. Yes, Rakesh, I'm trying my best to, I think majority of my concepts will be in English, but I'll make sure, even if something I speak in Hindi and you do not understand, Rakesh, point it out. Happy to help you, right? So second characteristic was eclectic. That means multidisciplinary. It's a combination of a lot of subjects put together, right? Awesome. Number three, it is ever evolving and expanding. This is number three characteristic. It is ever evolving and expanding, right? 24/7 services are going here. There was BPO, B2C, B2B, B2C, business to business, business to consumer. A lot of startups, Zerodha, Grow, right? Cred. no one even conceptualized these things, I'd say 5-7 years back. Right? We didn't even know they exist. Something like this can happen. Now, even insurance is being done by startups. Ditto insurance hai, phone pay insurance hai. Amir Khan is doing ad of phone pay. Ditto insurance, I think Hrithik Roshan is coming, or Virat Kohli is coming for Ditto insurance. Now think about this. Business, the way business is being done, or how a commercial activity is being done, it is changing. No one even knew content creators would earn so much money, right? People on YouTube, people making vlogs on YouTube earn lakhs of rupees, right? That's business. That's a common commercial activity that they're doing, right? New concepts, kuch na kuch naya aata rehta. Something new keeps coming in business and commerce, and that is the third characteristic. It is ever evolving and expanding. It is ever evolving and expanding. Number three characteristic. First, it is vast. Second, it is eclectic, multidisciplinary, mixture of a lot of subjects. Number three, ever evolving and expanding. Right? Cool. Okay, Ankit. Ankit is saying, please say something in Hindi. Something in Hindi means kuch. Right, Ankit? Something is kuch. I'm just joking. I'll try to answer anything that you don't understand in Hindi as well. Does ethic coincide with business? Always. Always, right? If you're doing an unethical business, Khushi, then I don't think you're doing the business. You're doing fraud, right? If you're doing an unethical business, so let's say if I'm selling stale food, I have a stock of, let's say, 10,000 chips ke packet. I have 10,000 chips that all are expired, and I sell them. That is unethical, right? Even if it brings money for me, even if I'm selling it as a trade or a commercial activity, that is not the right thing, right? So it always coincides with the business. Saurabh says, what does bro mean? Bro means yo bro, right? You're saying BPO. I get it. So that's a typo. BPO is business process outsourcing. Business process outsourcing को बोलते हैं BPO. Business process outsourcing. Business process outsourcing. What happens is, आप अपना business, certain activities of your business, you tell someone else to do. आप खुद ना करके you tell someone else to do. That is business process outsourcing, right? I'll give you an example. Your mom tells you to clean your room, right? It is yours. Like probably, let's say, I'll give you another example. You have to clean your room, right? And that is your duty. That is your work. You have to clean your room. But you tell your sibling, your younger sister, brother, कि भाई तू साफ कर दे, right? And I'll give you 10 rupees, clean my room. That is BPO, sir. That is BPO, business process outsourced. You have outsourced, किसी और से करवा दिया पैसे देके. Even if it was your job to do, some part of your activity, you make others do and give them money. That is called business process outsourcing. Same what business does. Certain activity, किसी और से करवा ली, right? You ask someone else to do and give them money. That is business process outsourcing, right? Policy Bazaar, Razorpay, awesome. Great examples, ever evolving and expanding, right? Also, Ankit, I am also joking. Like it's going to be an interaction. I don't mind anything. You can always joke with me, right? I would really love to hear a lot of jokes if you guys can be. This is an interaction session, right? I don't want this to be a classroom where I'm telling you ye padho, wo padho. It's a conversation. I want it to be a free flow conversation. We understand concepts together. Acha ye hota hai. We're talking to each other. We're understanding a concept. Is what these sessions I want to create, right? It is not a class at all. Do I look like a teacher? I don't think I even look like a teacher, right? So it's more like a conversation where I'm telling you what I know about these things, and that can help you in the examination. And I also give you exam tips. Delegation of authority, kind of, but outside the organization, right? BPO is like delegation of authority, but outside the organization. Like current ABG shipyard scam, absolutely. 22,000 crore ka scam. I don't know how do people even calculate that number. कि कौन सी Excel sheet या calculator में people calculate 22,000 crore? I don't know. And what do people do with so much money? The maximum dal makhni I've eaten is for like 500, 600 rupees. That also was very costly. What do people do with 22,000 crores? I don't know. Right. Awesome. Cool. Absolutely. I know I look like a student only. I'm a student only. Reliance is an example of outsourcing for metro work. Absolutely, yes, Mayur. After that is outsourcing. अभी metro, Shapurji Palonji makes metro. Kanpur metro बन गई, Lucknow metro, right? Delhi metro, Mumbai metro, Kolkata metro, Chennai metro, Bangalore metro, हर जगह metro बन गई, right? Full form of B2C is business to customer. A business sells directly to the customer, like boat. आपके boat की earphones आते हैं, right? That is direct to the, so the business is selling directly to the customer. That is B2C. What is a startup? Chitra, awesome question. I would really want you to go after this session, Google it. So much knowledge around startups, right? Go and read about it. Startup is something to do with technology, a new way of doing something. When someone starts a new way of doing existing or some new business, we call it a startup, right? Ideally, if you think of it, like 80 years back, Haldiram's was, or MDH Masale 100 years back was also a startup. But now the basic definition of startup involves technology. Right? So something to do with technology, you bring new technology into a business, that is a startup. Cool. Oh, I look like everyone, right? I don't look like a teacher, I know. But that doesn't mean you do not consider me a teacher. You have to consider me a teacher. ऐसे थोड़ी ना. Okay, but canteen in school is a BPO. Is BPO and outsourcing different? See, business process outsourcing, BPO is a very vast concept. Some part of it is outsourcing, right? Uh, but school ke liye canteen is not a business, right? So, if you're thinking ki school canteen is also BPO, like canteen wala is someone external, right? That is ideally not BPO. That is ideally not BPO. That is just pure outsourcing, because canteen for school is not a business process, right? Cool. Obsolescence means to end. When something ends or becomes obsolete, means khatam ho jati hai. It finishes, it ends, it dies. That is obsolete. CPWD outsourced construction of Central Vista to Tata. Absolutely yes. That is absolutely right, Naveen. What are unicorns? Valuation more than $1 billion is unicorn. We'll come to all of that. Startup हमारे पास chapter 3, 4 में आएगा. We'll talk about this, right? Okay, so without waiting, we have to be on chapter 1. Okay. All right. Quick question for you guys, please. Quick question for you guys. Quickly give me the answer. You all know this. I know you know this, but quick. Read the question. Read the question and answer for me. Call center is a BPO. Yes. 75 years back, Amul was a startup. Absolutely. Yes. That is what I'm saying. An employee of a particular company can also be an example of BPO. No, Pratik. No, that is not the right thing to understand. C2B is also business activity. Yes, customer to business is also customer वापस बेच रहा है, like OLX, right? आपका OLX में the customer is selling to the business. कबाड़ी वाला is C2B. Classic example of C2B, जैसे B2B, B2C कर रहे हैं, there is C2B also. C2B means customer to business. कबाड़ी वाला is the basic example we all have seen around us since childhood, right? Kabadi wala comes, takes newspapers, books, or anything that we have in the house. We sell it to them. वो business है उसका, but we are the customer. So we are selling to the business. That means C2B. Same OLX पे है. You sell second-hand cars. Hmm. Okay, the answers are also out. B, 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 B. Everyone says B. You guys are really smart in share market, it seems. सब लोग पैसा लगा के बैठे share market. You guys shouldn't do that. First you study and earn your own money, then you go and invest. I hope you're not investing your parents' money in share market. That is the worst thing you can do. Cool. The correct answer is option B. That is right. All of you are right. Bear and bull, right? Stock market jargon with its meaning. So bear means pessimist, bull means optimistic. Bear kaun log hai? Bear are people who think yeah, market will always go down. They are bears. Bulls are that they think the market will always go up. It is going up. The sentiment is the market will only go upwards, will grow. They're called bulls. People who think the market will go down, they're called bears. They are pessimists, negative log. Pessimist means negative, and optimistic means very positive, right? So pessimists are bears, optimistic are bulls, and these are certain stock market jargons. Right? This is business and commercial knowledge. Abhi, this is why is this question in the syllabus is because this is also business and commercial knowledge. You as a chartered accountant should know कि भाई business ये भी है. This is how commercial activity happens in the country as well. Stock market, share market is very big part of business and commercial knowledge in India. That is why this thing is there in the syllabus, right? That is why it is so vast, it is so eclectic, it is ever evolving, ever changing. But sab kuch falls under BCK, right? Absolutely. Scam 1992, Wolf of Wall Street, awesome movies and web series, right? Jargon means language. Okay, so jargon means technical language, or we call jargon. So there are certain jargons. Jargon means technical words. Stock market के technical words में bear and bull we call. Instead of you calling your friends, yeah, you are very negative, you call them you're very bear, right? You bear about the market. That means that is a technical word, jargon they use in the stock market. Okay, cool. Why, as a chartered accountant, do I need to study BCK? I told you, I've been explaining this for the last 40 minutes. With chartered accountants have to add value in terms of strategic and financial health of the organization. You as a chartered accountant are supposed to go and add value to the business, to any business, as a consultant, as a freelance consultant, as a practicing chartered accountant, as a chartered accountant in industry, as an entrepreneur. You do anything after this course. This course the beauty of the course is you can do anything after this course. It gives you a base of knowledge, and your ideation, your basic idea based on this study is you add value in terms of strategy and financial health of a business. And you can do this only when you understand. Abhi, how will you add value unless you do not understand things? You will add value only when you understand what is business, what is commercial knowledge. Bhai, business hota kya hai? How does business function? What are the different terms? What are the different ways business is done? If you don't understand, so how will you even add value to a business? So that is why BCK is very important. And lastly, we know it is vast, it is eclectic, it is ever changing. The three characteristics. इसके लिए we have to be always updated with the latest changes through newspapers, through magazines, internet पे जाओ, YouTube पे जाओ. Instead of watching those vlogs or comedians doing like experiments on YouTube, go and watch some good videos on YouTube. Go and watch some business technology videos, कुछ news देख लो. I'm not saying पूरा दिन. Take like in the 3-4 hours that you are on the internet, spend 30 minutes on good stuff. More than enough. Like your entertainment is also important, but thoda spend 30-40 minutes on good stuff as well. On YouTube, follow good pages on Instagram, go and build yourself on LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn is a wonderful platform for you to gain knowledge about businesses, about what are people doing, what to do after chartered accountancy, what all things people have done. I can also do that. Find inspiration there, right? Great place to be, right? And that is why as a chartered accountant also, you have to be very, very in depth with the basic concepts. कि भाई business क्या होता है? What are products? What is inventory? What is revenue? Profit क्या होता है? What are startups? What is B2B? What is B2C? That is why we are studying this syllabus. That is why it's an introduction. This particular chapter is giving you an introduction कि ये होता है. It's business and commercial knowledge, boss, right? That is why it is so important for chartered accountants, right? Okay. Why do people invest in stock market? To earn money. That's a place you want to earn money, unless you are like, what do I say? You have to be really smart and educated in terms of the market to invest there. Jargons are the language that are used between professionals or for particular field. Absolutely, Priyanka. I think you have Googled and copy pasted, right? Awesome Sameer. I have also watched everything on Shark Tank. Share capital ऐसे हुआ है जो total investor के plus oh ho. Sameer has come back with a very share on share market, right? Great Sameer, great. But don't write these answers in the examination. Share mat likh ke aana. You'll get a big zero in examination, right? But good if you understand the concept. Share or shairi mat likh ke aana, you'll get zero. Okay, cool. Let us move on to understand certain things as well. Now think about this, okay? Now BCK is important for people of all streams. I was talking about chartered accountants per se, right? Because we are in this particular field. We are aiming to become chartered accountants, but it is not just कि सिर्फ भाई CA लोग को ही BCK की importance है. People from all streams. We do have people in chartered accountants who come from science background. For them also, it is really, really important to understand. For them, it becomes easy. Again, the beauty of this particular course is people from science can also come and ace it. You must have seen a lot of rank holders from science background, right? So that is why it's so important. That's why it is so relevant for everyone. Now think about this. Science needs commerce and commercial knowledge, right? So science needs commerce and commerce needs science. This is also true. अच्छा कोविड की वैक्सीन आई थी, राइट? वी ऑल नो हाउ कोविड वैक्सीनेशन वर्क, राइट? वैक्सीन बनाने के लिए वी नीड साइंस, वैक्सीन को बेचने के लिए वी नीड कॉमर्स. To develop a vaccine, we need science, we need people from the science background. To sell that vaccine, we need people from the commerce background, right? So it's a combination of both things. It's not just that here science wala people wouldn't know what commerce is, they won't understand. Or science people say, you don't understand science. Both of these things need each other, right? To develop a technology, to develop a new product, we need science. To sell that, to scale that, to market that, to make it available to every single person on earth, we need people from commerce, right? But how? कैसे होता है? How? Right? Ever changing international relations, we have economic impact, changing business strategies. Itna kuch is happening around you in the environment. Your China-India relations, your Ukraine fight with Russia is actually making problems for the business. There was this ship in Panama Canal, right? There was a canal, that ship got stuck in that canal. What happened? Right? Business stopped. These are international relations, economic impact, budget aata hai, so businesses think about it कि अच्छा budget आ रहा, how do we plan our business around it? और GST की meeting होती है, there is a GST council's meeting and things change for the business. From 18% it is now 5%, 5% wala becomes 12% GST mein. All these things around the business impact the business, right? That really every single day impacts the business. And when it impacts the business, it is important for you to understand. When it impacts the business, it becomes really important for you to understand कि भाई ये है क्या, ये हो क्यों रहा है, right? That is why BCK is so important, right? Awesome. Quickly, 30 seconds. Any questions till now? Any doubts till now? Otherwise, we'll get into more technical terms. Basic idea introduction ho gaya. Now we will quickly get into very technical terms about business, about economic activities, about non-economic activities. कि भाई ये business क्या है, right? 30 seconds quickly. Any doubts, any questions? If not, just give me yes, all clear, move on, let's go on. Write something that helps me understand that we can go ahead, right? Quickly. It is always first science then commerce, so it can be opposite as well, actually, right? Commerce wala people finds the problem and tell science boss iska solution dhoond ke lao, right? It can be that way as well. Absolutely, Priyanka, great numbers. 20 lakh crores of loss. Again, how many zeros in 20 lakh crores? 14 zeros or 13 zeros, right? Nuances, Varsha, nuances means chota problems is called nuances. Problems are called nuances. How to make notes of BCK? Karishma, I would say notes are, I used to underline a lot of things. If you want to make notes, probably whatever you understand, write it down, whatever examples. BCK, I think one of the best ways to understand BCK is examples. I'm talking about a lot of examples. Har cheez ka I'm trying to give examples. Probably under every concept start writing examples. कुछ company का नाम, if I tell a company's name, if I tell a business क्या हो रहा है, write it down so that you relate. अच्छा ये बोला था. अच्छा, ever evolving means जैसे cred आ गया, before no cred, now there is cred. So you understand the concept, right? Awesome, awesome. Let's go ahead. Cool. We'll come to that. Only problem, share another name. Okay. That's not, Ankit, you will have to learn certain things. जैसे beer and bull का है, वो तो थोड़ा सा याद रखना पड़ेगा, right? You cannot have everything in concepts. Cool. Let us go to human activities, economic and non-economic. Now, every human activity, whatever you do, boys and girls, जिंदगी में कुछ भी करोगे, this will be divided into two things, economic and non-economic. This will be divided in two things. Either it will be economic or it will be non-economic. Acha, what is economic? Economic is that is driven by profits. Jahan pe you want to earn money from, an activity from which you want to earn money is called economic, which is driven by profits. Certain things, they are not driven by money, they are driven by altruism. What is altruism? Altruism is selflessness. What is selflessness? Selfish ka ulta. Selflessness is the opposite of selfish. Not for yourself, but for the people around you, for your family, for your brother, sister, for your society, for your neighbors. Whatever you do out of your wish for your parents, for the people of the society, for your country, right, for your earth, for your world, that is called selflessness. That is called altruism. And which is done to earn money, to make paisa, to make money, it is called economic. Which is done for altruism, for your family, for your society, for your brother, sister, friends, that is called altruism. Right? So every activity can be divided into economic and non-economic. Okay, awesome. 20 lakh crores, 13 zeros. Awesome. Yeah, I calculated that. Domain means characteristics. Altruism means selflessness, which is opposite of selfish. To do for others without any expectation, right? मतलब आप you do something for others without expecting कि अरे आप मेरे लिए भी कुछ अच्छा करोगे, right? That is called altruism. That is called altruism, right? Okay. Can you invest in stock market? If it is your hard-earned money, only then. मम्मी से पैसा लेके मत लगा, right? See, investments in stock market are subject to marketers. Please read all the offer related documents carefully. That is what they say, right? So you should be aware of it. Self-satisfaction. Altruism means non-economic is equal to welfare. Absolutely, yes. It is social welfare or your family's welfare or your friend's welfare. Anything related to welfare is non-economic. Anything related to पैसा, जहाँ पे आपका पैसा आ गया, that is your economic. जहाँ पे पैसा नहीं आए, which is not done for money, that is non-economic, right? Okay, let's take an example here. See, food stall. The example is food stall. Food stall is for paisa. It is economic activity. Tree plantation drive by college students. Ab college students are doing tree plantation. They're saying कि नहीं हम अपने college में भी what we will do is every student will plant a tree. They're not seeking money from anyone. They're doing for the welfare of the environment, for the welfare of the college. Non-economic. Sewing factory, economic. Silai, they're doing sewing, right? That is for money. Langar at a gurdwara, that is non-economic. That means at temples, at mosques, at gurdwaras, at church, the free food that you get, right? Langar or prasad or let's say whatever you get there, it's non-economic. पैसे के लिए थोड़ी ना होता है. No one is charging money there. No one is wanting to earn money there. It's a non-economic activity, right? Your mother cooking food at home, non-economic activity. She's not coming and asking you, "Acha, aaj to I'm making aloo ka parantha, 20 rupees for one parantha," and you're giving your mom 40 rupees for your nashta. That is not what happens, right? It's a non-economic activity. Rickshaw puller is an economic activity. He or she is pulling rickshaw for money. That's their business. That's their commercial activity. Cement factory for paisa. Fruit seller for paisa, economic, right? So now you understand what is non-economic altruism, selflessness, welfare क्या होता है, right? Tree plantation, langar, your mother cooking food, all these are non-economic. जहाँ पे भी the idea, the logic behind doing activity, human activity, economic, non-economic, कुछ ये सारी human activities है. All these are human activities. These are done for money, it is economic. Not done for money, it is non-economic. Super simple, right? Absolutely. The examples, economic activities are also doing for the welfare of the society, but you want to earn money. Right? If you are teaching, let's say, underprivileged children and charging them money, that can also be, that is also some sort of economic activity, but you're giving it subsidy, right? There is something called subsidy. Abhi sarkar kya karti hai? They're selling LPG cylinder at subsidy. It costs 2,000 rupees. They're giving for 900 rupees. So they're doing economic activity, but with a subsidy. Thoda sa welfare, thoda sa economic. But at the end of the day, it is economic activity. They're doing it to earn money, right? Yes, NGOs are non-economic if they're not wanting to earn money. Abhi NGO also wants to earn money, then it is doing an economic activity, right? Absolutely. जहाँ पे भी पैसा, wherever you have economic activity, there is money involved. Where the profits and money is not involved, that is not economic. No worries, Varnika. It's never too late. You can always keep giving exams. You should never lose hope. Like, obviously, बहुत लंबी जिंदगी है. You have so many years. You guys are so young. Like, when I was your age, I also thought कि भाई time नहीं है, सब लोग आगे बढ़ गए. But then you realize बहुत time. You shouldn't be in so much hurry to do things. Do it at your own pace. Right? No one, at the end of the day, I'm telling you, no one cares. Okay. किसी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. It's just in your head that you're thinking कि यार time लग रहा है, नहीं हो रहा है. It's just in your head. If you stop thinking, that's. But you can't stop thinking, but you can think the other way. It's easy to say stop thinking. ऐसा होता नहीं होता. But then again, there's a lot of time. बहुत time पड़ा है. Tension क्या है? Right? Okay. Giving donation is non-economic. Giving donation out of welfare. See, the motive is not to earn money. Abhi giving donation, the person who is giving donation, uska kya hai? He or she is not wanting anything. I'm giving donation. अरे आप मेरे को 10 साल बाद I'm giving you 5,000 rupees donation. 10 साल बाद मेरे नाम का मंदिर बनवा दे. That if they're doing that, that is economic. If they're wanting that, that is economic. But if they're giving donation out of their will for betterment of that particular thing, that is non-economic, right? Section 8 companies are different from NGO. Yes, Khushi. They're different. See, uske definition mein there are certain differences if you read thoroughly, right? Okay. Abhi economic activity. Let us, abhi chart mein na, what we'll do is, see, this particular syllabus talks about economic activity. हम लोग क्या करेंगे? We'll talk about economic activity now. We studied what is human activity के अंदर economic and non-economic. Now we will go in depth into economic activity. नॉन इकोनॉमिक तो हमें समझ आ गया, जो पैसे ही नहीं कमाना उससे हमें क्या लेना देना, वो तो बिजनेस एंड कमर्शियल नॉलेज ही नहीं है. बीसीके में इन बिजनेस एंड कमर्शियल नॉलेज नॉन इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी इज नॉट जनरली कवर्ड बिकॉज बिजनेस एंड कमर्शियल नॉलेज इज मोर अबाउट driven by profits. We are talking about paisa yahan pe. How does business happen? How does commerce happen? How does trade happen? We are talking about money. When we're talking about money, we talk about economic activity. And when we talk about economic activity, we have 4 characteristics. When we talk about economic activities, we have 4 characteristics, okay? So number 1 characteristic of economic activity is it is income generating, okay? It is income generating. That means इससे कुछ फायदा होता है. You want to earn something from this activity. Economic activity से you want to earn something, right? Now, this can be monetary and this can be non-monetary. Abhi aapne bola, you just said, if money is not involved, it is non-economic activity. Now you're saying economic activity are income generating, but they can be monetary and non-monetary. Yes, this is how it happens. Because economic and non-economic mein we're talking about money as everything, right? Kind में भी हो सकता है, right? Doesn't have to be cash, doesn't have to be Paytm, doesn't have to be your UPI, right? It has to be driven by certain thing in return. कुछ return में चाहिए. That is why it is economic activity. It can be monetary, non-monetary, right? You tell your friend, I will do your homework, but you will have to polish my shoes. I will do your homework. You have to polish my shoes. That is an economic activity. That is an economic activity. I'll tell you why. Because it is non-monetary. In kind ले रहे हैं. You're trading something. You're doing something in return of something, right? In return of something. Let's say a farmer says, आप मेरे से चावल ले लो and give me milk. You take 10 kgs of rice and the value that for that rice has, uske badle give me milk. Okay, that is economic activity. Paisa involved nahi hai, but there is non-monetary exchange of something in return. It is not for welfare. वो चावल देके ये नहीं कह रहे जाओ अपने परिवार को पालो, go and feed your family with this rice. I don't want anything in return. This is all yours. No, the farmer is saying, take this 10 kg rice and give me milk instead. In place of this, give me milk. They are trading. It's an economic activity. It's an economic activity, right? Barter system, exactly. Business studies class 11th barter system. That is economic activity. Number 2, they are productive. They are productive. When I say economic activities are productive, that means they form the supply side of economy. Economic activity says supply of goods and services happens in the economy, right? If someone is doing business, you as a chartered accountant are giving services. As a lawyer, someone is giving services. A doctor is giving services. An architect is giving services. A company secretary is giving services. A cost accountant is giving services, right? An engineer is giving consultancy. Someone is doing business. Someone is producing cosmetics. Someone is producing earphones. Someone is producing laptop. कोई पानी की बोतल बना रहा है, someone is producing X, Y, Z, सब कुछ. It is creating a supply of goods and services in the economy. Economic activity is creating supply of goods and services in the economy, right? Someone sitting doing a business or a commercial activity is creating a good or a service. तो वो supply बन रही है. Things are getting available. The things are becoming available in the economy. That is why economic activities are productive, right? They form the supply side of the economy. They're related with production of goods and services, right? Number 2 characteristic. Number 3, इसी का उल्टा है. Number 3 is demand side. Economic activities promote consumption. Because someone is supplying a good or service, someone is taking that good or service also, right? Someone is selling bananas, you are buying bananas. Someone is selling apples, you are buying apples. Someone is making shoes, you are buying shoes. Nike जूता बना रहा है, you're buying that Nike का जूता, right? Adidas is making a t-shirt, you're buying that t-shirt. Someone is buying from Reliance Trends, someone is buying from Jabong, Myntra से खरीद रहे हो, you're buying from XYZ people. Because someone is producing something, you are buying that good for your consumption as a consumer. So that is economic activity to tabhi hogi when you will exchange for something in return. And that is why economic activities promote consumption. They promote consumption and they form the demand side of the economy. Supply side bhi economic activities create, and demand side also is what economic activities create, right? Number 3 characteristic. Number 4 characteristic is it adds to savings, investment, and wealth, right? It adds to savings, investment, and wealth. How? Someone is producing a good, let's say for 50 rupees and selling it for 60 rupees, or let's say for 70 rupees, you're buying it for 70 rupees, they are making 20 rupees, or 20 rupees say they are making like 20 rupees ka 10 items, they make 200 rupees. They are buying something for their personal consumption, jo paisa bacha, they are saving and investing. So everyone in the economic activity, economic activity say there is supply, there is demand, right? And the thing that is left with you after you spend everything for your consumption, you save that, you invest that, and you create your wealth, right? Ab ghar kharidte ho, gaadi kharidte ho. Gaadi is not वैसे wealth, but you do that for your consumption. Like you buy a property, you invest in gold, you invest in stock market, you invest in fixed deposit, bank में पैसा रखते हो, right? You invest in a plot, you invest in XYZ, right? Bitcoin मत लेना. So you're not investing in savings, investment, and wealth. So you're doing a lot of economic activity. You're doing savings, you're doing investments, you're doing wealth, right? So a lot of things that are done because of economic activity, because there is money generated or there is barter system generated, right? Even in the barter system, abhi usne, for instead of rice he took milk, from milk he bought something else, from that he bought this, and this trade karte karte he got, let's say, at the end of it he also got some money or he got something for himself. He saved some portion of it. That is creating savings, investment, and wealth, even for the farm, right? Wealth means your total investment to club kar do, that is your wealth, right? Your total savings, I can say, would amount to your wealth, right? What are bonds? Bonds means आपका bonds is a way of saving money. It's an instrument where you can invest, right? जैसे shares होता है वैसे bonds भी होता है. We'll study this, probably you will study this at intermediate, right? Shares, bonds क्या होते हैं accounts में पढ़ोगे, debentures and bonds, right? The four characteristics of economic activity, very quickly let us revise, बहुत जल्दी से कर लेंगे. It is income generating, it is productive, supply side of the economy. Income generating होता है, income बनती है, income से savings भी होती हैं, investment भी होती है, wealth भी बनती है. So it is income generating, it creates it up, it is productive. Supply side of the economy is done by economic activities. Number 3, demand side, because it promotes consumption. And number 4, it adds to savings, investment, and wealth as well. ये सब करता है economic activity. This is all done by, these are the characteristics of economic activities, right? Bitcoin is now legal in India. Who said that? I think the finance minister said this doesn't mean it is legalized. If you're taxing, doesn't mean it is legalized, but okay. You studied this in 12th, right? 11th and 12th, we have done all of this. This is just the introduction. The moment the chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tak jayenge, 7, 8 tak jayenge, things will become tougher, things will become more technical, because this is just an introduction chapter. So might be more on 11th and 12th class ka syllabus, right? Bonds are like securities, absolutely. Cool. So 4 characteristics of economic activities: income generating, it is productive, creates supply side, it promotes consumption, it creates demand side of the economy, and adds to savings, investment, and wealth. Okay, cool. Very quickly, give me the answer of the question on the screen. You only have 10 seconds. Fatafat se give me the answer. Varsha, third characteristic, creates demand, means when someone is producing a good or service, someone is buying also, right? So third characteristic is second ke basis pe. Second is someone is producing a good or service, someone is buying also. So it is also promoting consumption. People are producing a good or service only so that people can buy by giving them something in return, right? Economic activity hai. So that is what point 3 says. It promotes consumption also. लोगों को जरूरत है तभी someone is producing, so तो लोग खरीद रहे हैं. It coincides. Question on the screen very quickly, 5 more seconds. छोटा सा question है, super easy question है. We all know the answer again. I know you're a pretty smart group of people. Quickly, okay, answer D, 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 D. Everyone is giving answer D, and that the answer is also D. Answer is also D. Economic activities are business, profession, and employment. 4 characteristics. Acha, human activity, economic, non-economic. Economic activity, 4 characteristics. Income generating, supply side create karta hai, demand side create karta hai. It promotes savings, investment, and wealth. Economic activity की 4 characteristics, done. But economic activity is of 3 types: business, profession, employment. Okay, business, profession, employment. Now let us understand business क्या होता है. Let us understand what is business after all, right? So there are three layers. Let us understand quickly कि business के three layers हैं. It's like an onion. It's like an onion with three layers. Okay. The outermost layer is called commerce, right? The outermost layer is called commerce, right? Commerce includes all types of economic activities. Okay. Now, if you think about everything that is happening in the world, sari commercial activity, all kinds of businesses, ye bhi, wo bhi, food business, restaurant business, medical business, hospitals ho gaye, your school ho gaya, your XYZ, everything, ships ban rahe hain, armed forces ki guns ban rahi hain, people are spending money on everything, on watches, on haircut, on kapde, on clothes, merchandise, on fashion, on travel, सब कुछ मिला दो, it is called commerce. It is called commerce, right? That is the first layer. You get thoda sa deeper, it is called number two, it is called industry, specific industry, right? Everything, like I told you, like hospitals, right? Like hospitals में pharmaceutical, like medicines बनाते हैं, there are certain hospitals, they are into same industry. Schools is into education industry. You're all the car making, Tata Motor, Maruti, Mahindra, your Kia Motors, your Hyundai, your Honda, all these are automotive industry. All these are clubbed together. Similar businesses जो हो रहे हैं, right? Tire, so MRF is making tires, Honda is making cars, there is some other company which is making engines and steering wheels, put together automotive business, right? That is automotive industry. So you collect related businesses together and you form an industry. उन सबको मिला के we form a group, and that group is called an industry, like automotive industry, pharmaceutical industry, or let's say merchandise industry, जो कपड़े बनाते हैं, right? Your Zara, your big brands like Zara, H&M, or Reliance Trends हो गया, you have Max, you have big like clothing, Adidas, Nike, Reebok, Puma, all these are merchandise industry. Related businesses सबके, they are doing the related businesses, like that is your merchandise industry. ऐसी XYZ examples, schools are into education, like Byju's हो गया, Whitehead Junior हो गया, Vedantu is there, Tata, now you have Tata Classroom also, right? So all these are into education industry, right? Real estate industry, all the house making, all the contractors, all the builders who are making big like malls and buildings and residential complex, your house, even the small builders who are making houses in your locality, all they are part of real estate industry. That is the second layer. Similar businesses को group कर दो, industry बन जाएगी. And then you dive deeper. Every single person who is doing a business, that is their daily occupation, be it anyone. And in part of the industry also, abhi Maruti is also having daily occupation. Maruti mein we have 10,000 people. Every day they come and then they do their business. What are they doing? They're producing, then they're marketing, they're selling it to the distributor. Daily to wahi kaam kar. Their daily occupation, right? So that is what business is. At the deepest level, daily wahi kaam ho raha hai. Daily they are trading their product for the money, right? You might think, "Arey Maruti kitna bada?" You might think, "Arey Honda, such a big company in 28, 30 countries and 100 countries, kitna sara kaam hoga." But on a daily basis, they're doing one and the same thing. They're coming to the offices and they're doing their stuff. They're doing businesses. They're selling their goods to the people. People are buying their goods. They're giving them money and they're keeping that money in their bank. Then they're investing that money. That is what they're doing. So daily occupation. At the core level, a business has their daily activities. Everyone has their daily occupation, right? Commerce, all kinds of business. Related businesses group together, industry, and on the basic ground level, सबसे under level पे, it's about daily occupation, daily operations, daily activities, that daily economic activities that people do, that forms your business, right? Tata Study, that is right, Tata Study. Fintech industry, abhi fintech industry is also there, like Cred ho gaya, Phone Pay ho gaya, right? Then you have Bharat Pay, and all these are fintech. Awesome. So this is what business is, right? To understand business at a broader level, now think about this. It is an economic activity. ये तो हमको पता है. It comes from the word being busy. right? It comes from the word busy. Busy se ban gaya busyness, right? It's from the word busy that it formed business, right? Busyness, being busy. You're constantly doing something. Kuch na kuch karte rehte. Even you're producing, you're marketing, you're selling, you're collecting money, you're going to people, you're building relations, you're finding a client, you're finding a distributor, you're finding a shopkeeper, you're designing your product. Kuch na kuch karte rehte. You're very busy. So that became business, right? It is an economic activity, we know, that comprises of the entire spectrum of activities, right? Production hai, distribution hai, trade and exchange hai. This involves everything. You produce a good or service, you distribute it, you market it, then you trade and exchange it, right? You ask for money, you raise invoices, you tell customers, you find new customers, you go and pitch new customers, you write emails to get more clients, right? You do all of that stuff: production, distribution, trade and exchange, hiring of new people in your company. All of this is part of business, right? This is what business is. It's an economic activity which has a many more activities within it. Business is a very broad economic activity जिसके अंदर बहुत कुछ है, which involves production, which involves distribution, marketing, trading, managing finances, getting clients, hiring more people, filling compliances, being in sync with the government compliance. सब कुछ करना है business को, right? That is what a business as an economic activity is. Now, business at a middle level, right? If you can think at a middle level, right? Now, each level of above spectrum has multiple activities, right? Abhi, if I think about production, if I think about distribution, if I think about trade, each of these activities also has different set of activities, right? Ab distribution mein kya hoga? I will have truck wala people who are transporting through trucks, through small autos, through aeroplanes, through ships, right? Production mein I will have raw material supplier, 15-20 people who are giving me raw material. Unko mein product, I'm converting that. I have 3 more factories. Factory mein I have people working. I have people who are managing factories. Itna sara jhamela, right? I have so much to do in each of these activities as well: production, distribution, trade, exchange. I have so much to do in these 3 activities, these 3-4 activities within business as well. That is the middle level of understanding a business, right? And at the narrow level, right? At the narrow level, the key thing you need to understand, and this comes so much in the examination, is a business. A business has to be a usual occupation and not just a one-time activity. It has to be a usual occupation. It is not just a one-time activity. ये regular होना चाहिए. Whatever you do to make money should be regular. One-time activity नहीं होनी चाहिए, right? What does this mean? What does this mean? It should be regular, not a one-time activity. ऐसा नहीं है आपने एक बार कोई product बेच दिया. You just sell your product once or twice. You get money and you sit at home कि हो गया. ये मेरा business है. That is not business. Business has to be regular. It has to be on a constant. You should do that daily. You should be doing that daily. That is why it becomes a business, and that is how it becomes a business, right? It is not just one-time activity. It is a regular activity, right? One-time transaction ho gayi, that is not business. It has to be a regular activity, right? Spectre means, what does spectre mean? Spectre means how far and wide something is, right? Spectre means what all is included in something. So if I say your friends ka spectre involves people from North India and East India, what does this mean? So your spectre of friends includes people from North India and East India. That means that is what all it includes. आपका spectre वहां तक है. That is वहां तक आपकी पहुंच है. Right? That is what is involved in all of it. That is what spectrum. That is what spectre is. Right? That is called spectrum. How far and wide something has reached or involves, right? That is called spectrum or spectre. Cool. Answer the question on the screen. Man's answers very quickly. ये तो हमने पढ़ लिया है. नहीं, we don't have breaks in BCK. Dipanshi, we don't have breaks in BCK. 2 hour session, yeah, we can sit for 2 hours. You can watch a movie for 2 hours. Aajkal to even your web series have episodes for 50 minutes and you watch 3 episodes at minimum in one sitting, I can guarantee that. Class to 2 घंटे ले सकते हैं. Absolutely. A household selling its furniture is not a business, but a furniture seller selling the furniture? Absolutely, yes. Really simple and awesome example. Can we call spectrum as scope? Sort of, yes. To understand, yes. Yes, just please. You can call that. Daily occupation, regular activity are the same. Absolutely, yes. That they are the same. Does sectors of economy fall under BCK? Yes. All sectors of economy fall under BCK. Answers I'm getting is B, 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 A, B, B, A, B, A. Okay. B, B, A. Cool. The answer is industry, right? We call it as industry, like banking industry, real estate industry, insurance industry, right? So the correct answer is industry, right? All the related businesses put together in a group are called industry. Like we talked about pharmaceutical, we talked about food, merchandise, real estate, right? That is called industry. What about profession, right? Profession is also very simple. Specialized services necessitating prescribed qualification and adherence to a code of conduct, right? Examples like CA ho gaya, lawyers, architects, doctors, civil engineers, these are professionals. What is a profession? Profession is a kind of economic activity. Ma'ams and sirs, we are studying economic activity ki three types of economic activity: business, profession, employment. Business, profession, employment, economic activity. Business, we understood. हमें समझ आ गया business क्या है. But second type of economic activity is profession. You can either do a business which involves production, manufacturing, operations, marketing, finance, XYZ, सब कुछ, right? You can either do business or you can actually go and do a profession. आप प्रोफेशनल भी बन सकते, like you are aiming to become a professional, like a chartered accountant. Someone is studying to become a lawyer. Someone is an architect, a medicine, like a doctor or a civil engineer, right? These are specialized services. These are people who are rendering, that means giving or offering. These are people who are offering specialized services necessitating prescribed qualification. Zaruri hai prescribed qualification. You have to clear CAK exam. You have to clear LLB to be a lawyer. To be an architect, you have to clear BArch, that is their course. Medicine के लिए आपको मुन्ना भाई MBBS बनना पड़ेगा, and for engineering you have to clear your BTech. It necessitates prescribed qualification. You have to be qualified to be a professional. Business में तो क्या पढ़ाई? No one talked about पढ़ाई there, right? Business does not necessitate you to be well educated in terms of qualification. Education is not just about qualification, we all know. बट बिजनेस के लिए देयर इज नो प्रेस्क्राइब, नहीं नहीं आपको तो सीए होना पड़ेगा, नहीं नहीं आपको तो डॉक्टर होना पड़ेगा. नो वन सेज दैट. You as a chartered accountant can even open a hospital and hire doctors. No one will stop you, right? But to be a doctor within the hospital, अरे आपको MBBS की पढ़ाई तो होनी जरूरी है, because you are a professional there. But to do a business of building a hospital or starting a hospital as a chartered, as someone, not even a chartered accountant, boss, as even if you're 12th pass, right? Anyone, you and me, the most educated person or the least educated person, they can start a hospital. That is a business. But to be a doctor there within the business treating people, you have to be a professional. And that is also an economic activity. And for that, you need a prescribed qualification and adherence to code of conduct. Code of conduct means there are certain rules how you should function, what you should do, what you can do, what you cannot do is well defined. Code of conduct. Up audit mein, in audit we study professional ethics, right? In audit we study professional ethics. CA can do this, CA cannot advertise, CA cannot print their ad on billboard, CA cannot do that, CA cannot do this. If you are not a CA and you're using CA, this is the fine that you will have to pay. CA cannot do this, CA cannot wear this, CA has to wear that. All of this is code of conduct, right? Similar for lawyers. A lawyer has to go to a court and present before a judge. They have to have white shirt, black blazer. That is mandatory. They cannot go with a pink blazer, right? वो शादी वाला शेरवानी पहन के lawyer cannot go into the court and fight a case. There is a code of conduct they have to follow, right? That is something very crucial for a profession, right? Okay, what is MR? Alafi, I don't understand. What is MR? MR come in professionals. What is MR? If you can explain. CA appointed at company, it's an employee or a profession. We'll come to that. He's a professional who is employed, right? But to become a business in the society is pressurizing to do BBA and MBA. Which society, sir? The moment you start earning good money from your business, no one is going to ask you BBA, MBA. They will come and ask you कि हमें MBA करवा दो. They'll ask from you, right? PhD holders are all doctors. Means they get the designation of the doctor. Absolutely, yes. They're not doctors. वो सिर्फ designation मिलती है. Doctorate की. Even that is not doctor. The doctor in front of PhD is not doctor. It is doctorate. There's a difference. अभी अब, if I'm a PhD in carom board, I do PhD in carom board, I'm not a doctor. I still be a PhD in sports education, right? If I do a PhD in plantation, food lagane ka, I'm a PhD in plantation. I'm not a doctor, but I'm a doctorate. वो अलग होता है. Do not get confused with that. What is MR? If you can just explain. Otherwise, I think you understand what a profession is. There is specialized services that they give. अभी मैं सब कुछ साफ कर देता हूँ. Let me just clear this. Specialized services necessitating prescribed qualification. होनी ही चाहिए prescribed qualification and adherence. You have to follow, adhere to. You have to follow. ज़रूरी है. You cannot say no to the code of conduct. You have to follow certain rules. You have to follow certain rules, right? Okay. You have to follow certain rules. Cool. Let us go on till I get what is MR. I'll answer that once I see what is MR. Okay. Number 3, economic activity, employment. Employment को हमें पता ही है. What is employment? It is a contract of service between an employer and an employee as per job description with a fixed periodic compensation. Salary मिलती है, right? Employment में salary मिलती है. Requiring minimum qualification. Would depend करता है what that particular person who is giving you a job wants your qualification to be. That depends on them, right? And you get a salary, you get a fixed periodic compensation. महीने की पहली तारीख को you get a salary, right? It is a contract of service between an employer and the employee. कि अच्छा आप मेरे लिए ये काम करेंगे. This is what I want you to do. I will give you a salary every month, and I want you to do this to me, for me, right? That is what an employment is. And minimum qualification being what that particular person who is employing you wants from you. Okay. So can we do PhD in accounts? Absolutely, you can do PhD. If you love accounts, go and do PhD in accounts. A great opportunity for you to become a teacher in accounts, probably a professor in accounts, if you love it. Yes, code of conduct includes dress code. Absolutely, yes. It includes dress code. एक part है उसका. Medical representative, okay. Oh yes, they will come in professionals. Medical representatives would also come MR being medical representatives, professionals, absolutely. Professionalism means perfectionism. That is great, Naveen, only if you can follow. Abhi for admin questions, Naya, for examinations, how do you register? Probably I can help you with that, but I'll also have to find out, because I am more into like this thing of preparing syllabuses for you guys. Admin ka, it's been so much long. I will have to check. But okay, you can ask around your friends probably. If not, tell me again, I'll find out for you. Okay? for anyone who is asking admin related questions, probably check out with your friends first. I'll be honest, I don't want to misguide you. Nahi pata, I don't know this right now, how to solve this registration questions. Right? For sure, if agar nahi madad milte, let me know. I'll be happy to help. Cool. Who comes to doctor for some new medicine that are produced by pharma? Or salesman. Right? Achha, MR is your medical representative. I think they are also professionals if they are not employed by someone else. Okay, na? If they are not employed by someone else, then they will be the same. If they are employed by someone, कोई salary दे रहे हैं उनको to come to doctors, then they are employed. Right? We'll come to that. Sure. So employment. Now, before I come to the characteristics of business, how is it different from other two? Now think about this. There were a few confusions. Let's say there is a lawyer, right? Let's take an example of a lawyer. There is a lawyer. Abhi, this lawyer is working for someone else and he or she is getting a salary. Are they professional or they employment? Are they into professional services or are they into employment? A lawyer or a chartered accountant is getting monthly salary from their firm. Are they into employment or are they into professional services? CA working under a company gets a salary. Lawyer working under a company gets a salary. They are in employment. Simple answer. They are in employment. Even if you are a professional, but you get a monthly salary, you have a contract or service from your employer, there is someone who is employing you. That is called employment. You can be anything. You can be anything. Right? You can be anything. That is employment. That is employment. Right? Now think about this. Even your MLAs, right? What is MLA? अभी ये पॉलिटिक्स में क्या है? A lot of question comes कि भाई MLA है, MP है, member of parliament है. Are they employment? Are they professionals? Are they doing business? Right? What are they? You tell me. Think about it. I'll give you a question. You're a member of legislative assembly, member of parliaments, member of Rajya Sabha, member of Lok Sabha. Are they into employment? Are they into business or are they professionals? You tell me. They're in employment. Are you telling me the answer for MPs, MLAs, or you're telling the answer for CA and job? The question is, MLA, MP क्या है? Business and employment है या फिर they are into profession? Are they professionals? Okay. What we'll do is, we'll park this question. I want to park this question. Probably we'll discuss this. Think about it. Go and read about it. Let's see. You can find the answer on the internet. Talk to people around you. Identify. MLA, MP, your prime minister, your state ministers, are they doing business? Are they professionals? Or are they in employment? Or are they in employment? Right? Tell me about it and we'll answer that question in the next class. We'll answer that question in the next class. Think about it. The question can लिख के रख लो. I'll not answer this abhi. Think about it. Okay. Right. Let us go on to characteristics of business. Characteristics of business and how is it so different from profession and your employment, right? Businesses create jobs. Employment and professionalism might not create so many jobs, right? They add value to the GDP, that is gross domestic product, that is the economy as a whole. They add value to the GDP, that is economy as a whole to they add value. They are investment intensive. पैसा लगता है business करने में. नौकरी करने में पैसा नहीं लगता है, right? You do not need money to be employed. You get money to be employed. But to do a business, you need capital. You need money that you need to invest in your business. They are investment intensive. It demands time to flourish. Patience चाहिए. Gestation period. We call it gestation period, right? Gestation period is basically the time from you start a business to it starts giving you money, right? From the time you start your business to the time it starts giving you money back for your investment, it is called gestation period. Patience चाहिए. You need a lot of patience, and the success is uncertain. It is risky, right? Business का other synonym risky होता है, right? Businesses are very, very risky. Businesses are systematic and organized. Businesses are systematic and organized, and they're driven by profits. Obviously, they are driven by profits. कोई fixed income नहीं है, कोई fixed salary नहीं है. They are driven by profits, right? Creates jobs, add value to the economy. It requires a lot of money. It is risky. It is organized and systematic, and it is driven by profits, right? That is what a business is, and that is what our entire this syllabus is: business and commercial knowledge, right? Okay, MLA and MP wala, I have good answers, but I will answer this in the next class only. I want you to think thoroughly, talk to people around, पूछो मम्मी पापा से पूछो, talk to your friends, talk to your siblings probably, and think and listen what they say. कि वो employment में है, profession में है, or are they doing a business, right? I have good answers. People are saying profession. Someone is saying they're getting salary for employment. They're getting salary from government. People are saying they are professionals. Someone is saying they're doing businesses also, right? Employment, profession, business, public servant. Right? Cool answer. That is what I'm saying. Think about it. We'll answer this first thing in the next session. I'll keep this question parked for that. Okay. Cool. Now look at this. Look at this question. And after that, we have a very simple chart. Like if you answer this question, you will understand the next chart very easily. Okay. The question is on the screen. The question is on the screen. Absolutely. One person can be a professional and an employee at the same time. They can be. Okay. Underemployment, but doing businesses of their own, right? Sanjana has a cool answer to tell us, but there's a question on the screen. Quickly, very, very quickly. Okay. Highest certainty of income. Highest certainty of income. Question, read the question very carefully. Which of the following economic activities has the highest certainty of income? The answer is employment, right? Employment has the highest certainty of income. इसमें salary तो पक्का मिलनी ही मिलनी है. Every month you will get a salary. It is certain. It is certain. Businesses are uncertain. Business may you might earn a profit or not. Even in the profession, you might get a client or not. Right? Your client might give the money on time or not. But employment, you will. There is highest certainty. Every month end, every starting of the month, you will get a fixed amount of income as salary. It is the highest certainty, right? That is why employment. Read the question very carefully. That is what I say. Read the question very carefully. Highest certainty of income. Highest. Pakka milenge hi milenge. That is employment, right? Okay. Now, very quickly, बहुत आसान है. This table is so simple to understand. We'll complete this in next 1 minute. See, business, profession, employment. Business versus profession versus employment. Okay. Now, meaning we know what a business is. Entire spectrum of activities like marketing, production, distribution. ये करना बहुत कुछ करना होता है business में. It's an entire spectrum of activities. Profession. what we know what is a profession is. Qualification is mandatory, code of conduct is mandatory. You have to have a qualification, you have to pass certain examinations to be a professional, right? And for professional, I mean giving out professional services as an economic activity. These three are type of economic activities. So business, profession, and employment. Employment means there is a contract of service between you and the employer. You get a fixed amount of money at the end of the month or the starting of the month as salary, right? Mode of establishment, right? It is decided by the entrepreneur. What is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is the person who starts the business, who takes the risk. Entrepreneur is the person, he or she is taking the entire risk of the business. They're starting, they're ideating, they're doing the business. They're called entrepreneurs. How the business looks depends on the entrepreneur's decision. Mode of establishment, membership of the professional body and certificate of practice. For professions, you need a membership. Aapko CA ke liye, you have to be a member of ICAI. You have to have a COP, certificate of practice, to practice as a profession. That is your mode of establishment. That defines your economic activity. Achha, aapke paas COP hai, you can do practice. You are a member of, let's say, ICAI. Okay, so you are a chartered accountant. I can trust you with giving me services of XYZ, of taxation, of audit, of XYZ consultancy, business consultancy, so on and so forth, right? Employment, where there is letter of appointment and service agreement, right? You get a offer letter and then you get a letter of appointment. Ki, haan, we appoint you as the senior executive in finance, in our finance department, in our company. Congratulations, you will get a salary now every month. You have to do this job. You will report to this manager. You will have this team, this, that. Everything is well defined in the letter of appointment. Source of livelihood. Business mein profit. Profession mein professional fee. And in employment, you get wages and salaries. Prescribed qualification. What should be the minimum prescribed qualification? None. Business does not require a prescribed qualification. Prescribed, that means zaruri hai kya padhai? No. Profession strictly prescribed. It is very strictly prescribed. CA ke liye, you have to pass the examination, you have to be a member. LLB, MBBS, BR, BTech, mandatory. Employment, it depends. Minimum qualification depends for the type of the job, right? Your employer wants an MBA, they'll employ an MBA. They want a chartered accountant, they'll employ a chartered accountant. They want an engineer, they'll employ an engineer. They'll say, okay, I want someone who has done BTech. I do not care about the college, so I am employing anyone from BTech. Some company might say, I only want BTech from an IIT. Company decides that, right? That is, the employer decides that. No one else can decide. So that is what it says. Minimum qualification for the type of job depends on the employer. Okay. Ethical guidance, founder's value. Ethical guidance kya hai? Who decides what is right, what is wrong? In business, profession, and employment, who decides what is right, what is wrong? Founder themselves. These are the founder's values. In business, the entrepreneur, the person who is doing the business, will decide ki, haan, this is the right thing to do, this is the wrong thing to do. It depends on their personal value system. जो उनके लिए सही है, that is their personal value system. If for a business person चोरी करना सही है, so their founders' values. If they say, nahi, I have to be very true, I will not give any bribes, no bribing anyone, no theft, no fraud, that is their personal value. In profession, we have professional codes. ICAI decides, your LLB wala, your lawyer council decides, your XYZ, your medicine wala, your MBBS Medical Association of India decides your professional codes. Code of conduct hota hai. Isme, in the employment, employer decides your code of conduct. How employer decides what is right and wrong, that is decided by the employer, right? Okay. What is investment? Investment, substantial requirement. बहुत सारा पैसा चाहिए होता है. In business, you require a lot of money, right? In profession, some amount of money चाहिए. थोड़ा business से कम चाहिए, but पैसा चाहिए. To start your own clinic, to start your own office of chartered accountant, right? एक छोटी सी जगह, you will have to start from renting an office, like keeping 2-3 staff people in your business. You require less amount of capital. You need capital, but less amount. Business में बहुत सारा चाहिए. Employment में zero, right? You need zero capital. Employment में कोई capital, you do not need an investment in employment, right? Freedom. They are the boss. You are the boss in your business. You decide everything. You have full freedom. Professional mein quite a bit, right? It's little less because you're bound by the institutes. We are bound by how to do business, what to do business, कैसे करें, add नहीं कर सकते, यहाँ नहीं जा सकते, I cannot do this, I cannot promote a political party, I cannot promote this, I cannot do what I want to do freely. There's certain code of conduct that you have to follow. That is thoda sa freedom is less in profession, right? In employment, not much. Employer decides कब छुट्टी मिलेगी, कब काम करना है, where will you work from, what office you will do, what work you will do. You will not do that work, you will only do this work, right? You have zero freedom in employment, right? Popular psychological motive. Why do people do business? For economic achievement. Sky is the limit. Why? Popular psychological motive means why will anyone do business? Because economic achievement. You can earn XYZ 10,000 crore, 5,000 crore of money. सिर्फ business में हो सकता है. If you think about startup founders, they have made 7,000 crore rupees. Have you ever heard anyone having a salary of 7,000 crore rupees, except Sundar Pichai, right? Like they are also shareholders. They are also owners of the company now because they have so many shares of the company. But think about this. You and me as a chartered accountant, if we go to a company, we will never get a salary of 5,000 crore, 7,000 crore, right? So service to the client. The motive of profession is service to the client. They want to give the best quality service to the client in exchange of professional fee. And the motive for employment is livelihood. घर चलता रहना चाहिए. I want to earn money and sustain a level of standard of life मेरे लिए कि ठीक है, if I'm earning let's say 50,000-60,000 rupees a month or 1 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees or 3 lakh rupees a month as salary, I just have to maintain a certain standard of life. तो मैं उसके लिए पैसा कमाऊँ. Sky is not the limit. I do not have aspirations of 7,000, 10,000 crores. So you will go for an employment. Certainty of income. Least, it is very risky. Risk is बहुत high, quite a bit. Risk is medium. Risk is medium, right? Risk is medium in profession. क्योंकि certain, देखो, what happens is you would have heard a lot of your parents, a lot of your friends, यार एक बार CA बन जाएगा, पैसे तो कमा ही लेंगे, right? So what does this mean? There is थोड़ी certainty income तो होती है, even if not so much. People know, हाँ ठीक है, it is not like कि zero हो जाएगा. You will not. It is not going to be like you're going to earn zero money. कुछ ना कुछ तो people will come and take your services. If not, you are the top crorepati, still you'll make good money, right? That is there in profession. In employment, there is 100% certainty. Salary to milni. That is what the question was. What may come unless the company shuts down, you will get the salary, right? Stability of tenure or durability of occupation, uncertain. Kab business band ho jaye, I do not know. When the business stops happening, when the profits stop coming, I do not know. It is uncertain. Durability of occupation, quite certain again, because it is less risky. So certainty of business continuing is also medium, quite certain, right? नौकरी से तो नहीं ही निकालेंगे, certainty होती है, right? So there is certain amount of like what do I say, confidence. Okay, I will still have a job anyway, right? So whatever. So COVID came. When COVID came, businesses shut down, but a lot of people still had jobs who were in IT industry or automotive or let's say in FMCG industry. So there was certainty, right? Then 11, transfer of interest possible. Abhi a father or a mother can give their business to their children, right? Abhi your mummy or your papa does a business. When they say, I want to retire, now my son or my daughter will do the business. It is easy. You can transfer your interest in the business. Profession may not possible. Not possible. If your father or mother is a chartered accountant, they cannot say, I am a CA, ye lo, mera bachcha bhi CA. That is not going to happen. That doesn't happen in profession. If your mother or father is a doctor and they say, okay, ye mera bachche hai, they are also doctors. That doesn't happen. It cannot transfer the interest. Similarly for employment. If your mother or father is employed with someone, they are in employment, they cannot say, Arey, main retire ho raha hu, mere bachche ko rakhiye. They say, no, we don't want your kid, we'll find someone else. Because that is not what happens in employment, right? That is what not happens in employment. So these are 11 points of difference between business, profession, and employment. Cool. What else? Why CA cannot do advertisements? It is code of conduct, right? It is mentioned. There are certain ways you can do advertisement, but you cannot do an advertisement like billboard laga do. You cannot do a television advertisement ki the Kapil Sharma ke show ke beech mein there's an ad go and get services of C Arjit Sethi. That cannot happen. There are certain rules you have to follow, right? Are cricketers professionals or employees? Good question. Good question. Batao, look at the differences and tell me. Look at the differences and tell me. Are they business, profession, or employees? Tell me. Yes, Sumit, it is आवश्यक. It is necessary. Member बनना is जरूरी. Sumit's question is more like that मुन्ना भाई MBBS dialogue. If someone comes to the hospital, तो क्या form भरना जरूरी है? Yes, form भरना जरूरी है. I don't know. You guys have watched Munna Bhai MBBS? Probably you were not even born when Munna Bhai MBBS came. I feel old now. That movie came in 2003. So probably you guys would have just born by then. ठीक है. I think you would be knowing Munna Bhai MBBS anyway. They are both employees of BCCI plus professionals. Absolutely right. Cricketers are both. Ideally, they're professionals. But they're also employees because they're getting paid to play for the country, right? Absolutely. Cool. We have like 10 minutes more. I'll just start with the next topic. Khatam nahi bhi hoga next topic, no worries. We'll continue in the next session. Today's session was really important to have an introduction with each one of you, right? So that you get to know me, what to expect from the sessions, and how I take up sessions. You also get a touch and feel of it. कि हाँ ठीक है, मजा आ रहा है या नहीं, आना ही चाहिए. You cannot say no, मजा नहीं आ रहा है. You have to say नहीं बहुत अच्छा था. Cool. Let us quickly understand the next topic, wherein we study कि भाई business. The idea of a business is to make money. The idea of the business is to be profitable, right? The idea of the business is to make money. The idea of the business is to be profitable. But very important thing to understand is the latest concept of sustainable objective of business, right? A business cannot earn money by doing bad for the society or for the environment or for the planet as a whole or for the people. Okay, now think of this. BCK is really easy. We have 8-9 minutes left. ये topic तो करके ही जाएंगे, right? Now think about this. Oh, before I go ahead, do I have a question? Awesome. Good that you guys have seen Lunar NBS. Oh, I have a question. Point it. I'll quickly clear that. Psychological motive. Why do people do that particular economic activity is what we are talking about. Varsha, we are saying business karte hain for economic achievement, for success, for sky's the limit, professional to give the best quality services, be a doctor, be a CA, be a lawyer, and employment is done to meet your basic necessity. Ghar pani chalane ke liye you do employment. Ideally. Yes? Okay. We're talking about sustainable objective of the business. Now think about a business. हमने बोला business has to, like, I'm doing business for profit, right? But I am also employing child labor. The children of 7, 8 years, 10, 12 years are working in my factory. Okay. All the waste that is generated in my factory, I am putting that into a river, right? And people are drinking water from that river. Right? I'm doing that to earn profits. Is it the right thing to do? Is my business doing the right thing? The answer will be a big no. I'm not doing the right thing, right? A business can only be sustainable. That means it can be long term. Whenever in your life you hear the word sustainable, remember the word long term. Sustainable ka ideal meaning is to be long term, right? If I want my business to run for the next 100 years, I want to do a business that runs for the next 100 years. 3-4 साल का business नहीं करना. I want to do a business that runs for 100 years. I have to think long term. I have to think of a sustainable objective of business where I make profit, I take care of the people of the society, plus I am well aware of the planet Earth where I am. Like Gandagi, I cannot afford to create pollution or damage the planet, damage the people well-being, and make money. I have to make money. I have to make money. Business, I have to make money, but I have to make money in a way that I also ensure people well-being and planet sustainability, that I'm not harming the planet, right? Why should a business be concerned about people and environment? Number one, interdependence. You get resources from the society. If you start damaging the people well-being or the planet, there will be a point people will come back at you and you will have to stop doing the business. पैसे कमाने के लिए you do so much damage that your business will flop, और जितना पैसा कमाए everything will be wasted, right? So there is an interdependence. Number two, multiple stakeholders. There are investors, there are vendors, employees, customers, like governments, your social groups, your NGOs. You have to take care of everyone when you're doing a business. I cannot have child labor in my factory. It is banned. No one should have that, right? So that is what you have to be well. Profit कमाने के लिए अरे बच्चों को तो 500-500 रुपए दो, फैक्ट्री में रख लो. किसी को, if I have to employ someone, they will take 10,000 rupees. बच्चे तो will do in 500 rupees. Profit कितना सारा कमाएंगे? That is not how business is done, right? That is not the way to do business. So business is not sustainable. You have to take care of everyone, right? Profit should be the minimum concept. This is the key thing. Profit kamana hai, but that should be the minimum concept. That means paisa kamana, but अच्छा पैसा कमाना through the right things should be the business ideation. सिर्फ पैसा कमाने के लिए जाएंगे, that will not give you the results. You have to earn good money by being a good business, right? Your profit should be the minimum concept. You will earn money. You shouldn't care about earning money. You should more be concerned about how to create a long-term business, right? Customers at the center. Always, customer is the king. Think about the customer at any given point in time. Performance is a precursor to profits. What does this mean? Performance is a precursor to profits. That means this is Three Idiots ka dialogue. Performance is precursor to profits. It's coming from Three Idiots. Excellence के पीछे भागो, right? So excellence के पीछे भागोगे, कामयाबी झक मारती. This is the exact thing. You have to focus on your performance. Profits will follow, right? You have to focus on your performance. How are you performing in the society? You're making good money, awesome. You're being a good business, very good. You're helping people, you're being good to the society as a whole, very good. You're being very good to the planet. You're not polluting rivers, you're not creating noise pollution, you're not creating air pollution, awesome. You're a very, very good business. You will get great profits in the long term. That is for sure. That is for sure. Classic examples, Azim Premji Wipro, Ratan Tata, right? Kumar Mangalam Birla, Adi Godrej, big names, right? Jindal Steels, right? With the Jindal Group, Vedanta Group, Mahindra. Why are these companies, Honda, why are these companies so big? Because they think about sustainable objectives. वो 2-4 साल का business करने नहीं आए. They're thinking about long term. Profits बनाएंगे. They make good money. They're not poor businesses. They're extremely profitable businesses. They have people well-being. They have planet sustainability, right? And that is what it says. Performance is a precursor to profits. That is what the sustainable objective of the business is, right? Okay. Are actors considered as professionals? Yes. CSR is corporate social responsibility. Yes. Profit with goodwill? Absolutely. Yes. Child labor is not the ethics of business? Absolutely. Yes. Sure, Priyanka. We'll take this topic from the study material also. So we do not have time. I'm okay with it, right? Because I really wanted to interact more. First 20-25 minutes we interacted. I wanted that. We'll cover, we have enough time. We have enough sessions. We'll cover. What we'll do is we'll stop here today at sustainable thing, right? Iske baad we have certain cool topics. We have one-person company. We have sole proprietorship, partnership. Well, 20-25 minutes, we'll cover that in the next session. And then we'll also do chapter number 2 in the next session, right? Any questions so far? We'll take 2 minutes for any questions and doubts from today's session. Anything that was not clear, समझ लेते हैं, and then we'll wrap it up, right, for today. And I'll see you in the next session then. कोई भी question, any doubt, anything you want, any thought that is confusing you, let us spend 2 minutes on that. ठीक है? Point number 10. Someone says point number 10. See, stability of duration, durability of occupation means कितनी देर तक चलेगा. Durability of occupation means how long will this economic activity last, right? Duration, uncertain. Business, we do not know. COVID आया, business बंद हो गया, right? So uncertain, quite certain. COVID आया, but CA, MBPS फिर भी चलता रहा. The businesses, the professional services were low, but they were still there, quite uncertain. Employment, it is quite certain. Majority of the people you will see, like still there were jobs or jobs continue, right? Businesses बहुत सारे बंद हो जाते हैं. A lot of businesses go out of money. They stop being into business, but employment keeps working. It's a safe bet, right? That is what it means. Cool, awesome, awesome. It's super easy, right? I'm happy you found the class interesting. Right? That is what my idea was. Child of age 4 to 9 years working in entertainment industry is a child labor. If no, then why child working at a dhaba is child labor? That's a good question. We will have to figure that out probably. It's I would say it's forced labor in dhaba probably. And what happens in entertainment industry, if it is a forced, if you're forcing children to act, then it's child labor. If the parents of the child, the guardian of the child are wanting them to act, that they're building a profession for them. That is their education, right? If acting is the kind of education they want for their kids, that is not a child labor, I think, but really depends, unless they're forced to do that. Okay, cool. Chapter wise MCQ. We'll do that. Vanshika, we have, I'll do those quizzes. I do KBC, 30-minute KBC. Sare chapters ke questions I'll mix and we'll do those quizzes, right? Awesome, awesome, Kashish, if you have no doubts. Characteristics of business from study material, we'll do that. Probably what I do, Sanjana, my only point is, I'm just giving you concepts here, right? I'm giving you, they're the same. Sanjana, if you see the characteristics of business are exactly the same. I've used the words also. You will in the study material see gestation period. You will see investment in intensive. I've just simplified that in the PPT for you, right? Study material, go through yourself. These PPTs, they are more like your, I would say, hand notes, right? I'll upload this as well, right? Okay. KBCA, not KBCA. A is for me. Acha, kaun banega CA? Oh, wonderful. That's a good one. I'll write that in the section. We are not doing KBC. Kaun banega CA is, we'll do a kaun banega CA and questions there. Awesome. Cool, crystal clear, crystal clear. Can we discuss characteristics of business? I said that. Okay, awesome, awesome. Cool. Where are you from? I'm from India, Priyanka. Chak de India answer. I'm from India. Right. Probably I'm from Delhi if you want to know that. Can you explain savings, investment, and wealth? Sure, to see. You have money. You use that money to buy certain thing. The money that is left over, you save that, invest that, and you create wealth for that. And that is something that happens from economic activity, right? Economic activity se hi hota hai, that people generate income, like business, profession, and employment says you make money and you save, invest, and create wealth for yourself. That is what that point said. Awesome. So let us stop the session here for today. We'll start from the same slide in the next session, and we'll also start with chapter 2, right? Thank you for everyone who has interacted. I want more people to join in the chat box. Get your questions clear, get your doubts clear. It has been wonderful first session for me. I'm really excited for the next ones. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Please take care.